Honorable Heranga ye General Omulamba Katumba Wamala olwaleero avuddeyo n'alangirira nti akooye okulaba ensimbi z'omusolo nga zidibuudibwa nga zoonoonebwa zitofwa nga olwo gye ziraga gye zitasaanidde kulaga olw'ebitongole eby'enjawulo General Museveni bye yateekawo okubiteekamu bakkaadaazi be n'abbirako ensimbi z'omusolo ne zoonoonebwa eggwanga Uganda n'etafunamu ne bannayuganda ne babonaabona okuwa omusolo omuyitirivu ne babakama guno ne babakama guli ne babonaabona ne bava mu business naye nga ekiviirako ekyo bwe ministry bwe butundutundu bu ministry obubadibadi obwateekebwawo General Museveni kati nno n'agamba tebukyasaana era tayagala kuddamu kubulaba nga ye asavinze mu magye emyaka yagisoba 4 takyala kulaba buntobo buno na ssente za muyi wa musolo za munnayuganda era agambye nti ye ministry gyakulembera ya works roads ebyenguudo n'ebyo n'ebyentambula omugwa yunula ayagala ministry ye kwatibwe wamu kibeere ekitongole kimu yunula ebeere mu ministry ye ey'ebyenguudo amangu n'embiro kubanga ensimbi nyingi ezidibuudibwa ministry eyina abantu abakola emirimu ate n'eno eyina abantu abakola emirimu ng'abantu bonna be bamu tewali njawulo n'emu kyokka nga bonna baweebwa omusaala ate nga bonna bunnange baweebwa nsimbi za muyi wa musolo ate ne banoonya ensente ezikola enguudo nga tebaziraba kyokka nga bazigabanya mu musaala abantu ebibadde emirimu mu ministry ate ne mu yunula kyokka nga bonna bali ku mirimu gye gimu kati n'agambye kikafuwe n'okuzira kitta ayagala ebintu ng'ebigende nga bigattibwa muli munda ensimbi z'omuyi musolo azikomye okuba nga zidibuudibwa. Alino Kyagulanyi yagamba nti mujja kiwulira General Museveni takyalina jjajja nsimbi kati ministry muzigatte muzifusinge tutaase okuggwanga ligwa aso tufune General Katumba Wamala tuwulire ebigambo bye.
Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the bill entitled the Uganda National Roads Authority Act Repeal Bill 2024 be read for the second time.
Seconded. Is the bill seconded? Seconded by Deputy Attorney General, by Finance Chair, Honorable Elelo, Olobo, Solomoni, Nakasongola, Wakas, Gabrieli, Aru, Faith, Xavier, Hoima, Kahonda, Amot, John Faith, by the majority. Honorable Elwelu, by Minister of Karamoja, Minister of Bunyoro. Yes, would you love to speak to your motion? Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, allow me to make a preamble which will lead to the justification of this bill. Right Honorable Speaker, with my 40 years of military service, it's not possible that I've not learned anything, especially in the areas of leadership and management. And I wish to share a few of that as we address the matter before us. Right Honorable Speaker, in the military, we have principles of war, which are very nice principles, but there are also principles of main administration. These principles apply across board. You can even use these principles in your own business. And I would want to share these principles which talk to the rationalization. Right Honorable Speaker, I'll just share 4 of them. Unity of command. In this, we bring together all the forces under one responsible commander. Divided leadership always fails. My forces as a ministry are divided. and this affects direct command and control. This relates to the areas of justification where the Ministry of Works generates policies, and also members of and also boards of agencies generate policies. That's contradictory. These are two areas of command commanding one area, in one area. The boards also do accounting. The accountings are also different. We have three, for example, three accounting officers in the same ministry. One for road fund, one for UNRWA, one for the ministry. That's a wastage. And that sends me to my second principle, the principle of concentration of forces. If you are going to have effective command and control, and you're also going to have effective delivery of services, resources, both human and otherwise, need to be concentrated, prioritized, and their deployments in quest to achieve maximum effect. This is why we are absorbing all the UNRWA staff that are willing to offer services to this nation under the public service terms and conditions in the ministry. Thus, the fear which had been expressed earlier of creating unemployment does not exist, because we are absorbing all the members of that agency. Economy of effort, that's another principle. This principle refers to the using of the right amount of tools and resources at the right time, in the right place, and in the right quantities. Too much resources expended against an objective is both wasteful and inefficient. No leader will ever have the resources he desires.
Yeah.
Smart leaders know how to manage what is available.
Yes,
I'll take the procedure.
Right, Honourable Speaker, our rules state that if a minister is to make a statement, either by way of preamble, introduction, epilogue, prologue, that statement must be available to us. The minister is making a substantive statement that he describes as a preamble, to which we don't have a copy. Right, Honourable Speaker, is the minister proceeding well to present a statement disguised as a preamble when we actually don't have it, and especially when it's making reference to principles that we can cross-check if we had a statement? Are we proceeding well?
Do you have that in writing? Please give us a copy. We needed it uploaded, but you read it and then you lay it on table.
Much obliged, Right Honorable Speaker. I was on economy of effort. This principle refers to the using of the right amount of tools, resources at the right time, right place, and the right quantities. Too much resources expended against an objective is both wasteful and inefficient. No leader will ever have all the resources he desires, not even in this country. Smart leaders know how to manage what is available. Right, Honorable Speaker, our country is faced with a situation where we must be extremely frugal, and already we hear cries of reforms in every sector of this country. Right, Honorable Speaker, these principles speak to the justification of why government moved to process the bills whose intention is to repeal the UNRWA Act and amend the road fund, which we'll talk to later, in order to, one, enable mainstreaming the agencies and public expenditure, thereby interior relieving government of the financial drain on its resources and wasteful and burdened administrative expenditure. facilitate efficient and effective service delivery by clearly delineating the mandates and functions of government agencies and departments, thereby avoiding duplication of mandates and functions. Honorable members, I've talked about the different bodies where policies are made for the same ministry. For instance, the duplication of functions, the Ministry of Works, UNRA and the road have boards responsible for provision of policy direction, while at the same time, they're accountable to the Ministry of Works and Transport. In addition, the size of the boards and remuneration of the board members vary substantially. There's no uniformity. Technical leadership of the agencies, executive directors, heading agencies, and the permanent secretary as accounting officers all report to the minister. 3 accounting officers in the same ministry. There is a duplication of functions. You find in UNRA, we have human resource, we have human resource in the ministry. We have procurement, there's procurement in the ministry. You have accounts, internal audit, communication, legal, and some of these functions are already provided for by government in other bodies. For example, the Attorney General is responsible for all for matters of law as far as ministries and agencies in this country are concerned. Why would we have a full legal unit in UNRA? Functions which are not of the mandate of agencies, for example, have been UNRA has elevated, have been elevated compared to the line ministry responsible for the same functions. In UNRA, you have a director, human resource, director. You have a director, procurement. You have a director, legal. You have a director, internal audit. These are highly elevated positions. And yet these functions are being performed by other ministries. There is duplication of regional offices and force account employees. This is what I was talking about, concentration of force. Bring all these assets together, have them under one central command, and they'll be effectively deployed. The traffic and road safety function, that's is also under in UNRA, and many other functions. The Department of Compliance and Investigation, this is a function of CID. Why would UNRA have a Department of Investigations? What capacity do they have to investigate? The Directorate of Legal Services, with 27 established lawyers. And
General, do they investigate using engineers?
I don't know. This is exactly what we are talking about, Right Honorable Speaker.
Because
duplication.
to the best of my information, my knowledge, I used to be a member of COSASE. The person who was in charge investigation in UNRA was Madam Ho, the deputy CID. No, Kutesa is a legal person. The deputy CID headquarters. Who? This from Sabe. Chelimo. Madam Chelimo was the one in charge of that department. Yes.
Right Honorable Speaker and members, to restructure and reorganize these agencies and departments of government, we want to eliminate bloated structures and functional ambiguities in government. Agencies operate bloated structures which are not aligned to the mandates and are a drain to the treasury, thus defeating one of the objectives of cost cutting. That's why I was talking about economy of effort. The current staffing levels of the 3 entities include a total of 1,544 members of staff, both permanent, contingency, contract, senior management, earning a total of 71 billion shillings. The ministry, on the other hand, has 544 members of staff. So UNRA is in effect bigger than the ministry, and this is an agency. The staffing levels of road fund is 36, that's not much. The ministry staffing is 529, and the bill is 17 billion. UNRA's bill is 71 billion. The total current staff in the Works and Transport program is 2,109 staff, with a wage bill of 90.92 billion. If we mainstream, and all these people come under the public service pay
Are we
structure,
mainstreaming or repealing?
we repeal the bill and then we bring UNRWA back into the ministry. When we do that and we get all these employees employed by the public service under the terms of public service, we shall be saving 39 billion in wages only per month. Wages only, without talking about other overheads. That's a very big saving for this government. And that money can do a number of roads in the country, both Maram and Tamak.
Clarification.
Right Honorable Speaker, and whereas the Minister has ably explained the bloated services, what I want to clarify is that if you say in UNRWA we have CID department and you need some of these, if you brought all those together under Ministry of Works, is it possible that we can have all those workers in Ministry of Works doing the same job as Director Human Resource UNRWA, Director Human Resource Road Fund? Will they all come
Honorable members, honorable members, all I wanted the minister was to give us a brief on in support of his motion. Then we give the chair of the committee to give us a report, because my presumption is what the minister is speaking was presented to the committee. Yes. So, Honorable Minister, can you give us, can you conclude and give the chair?
Much obliged, right Honorable Speaker. But again, for purposes of emphasis, I just wanted to highlight the issue of disparities in pay. These are people qualified from the same
Now,
university.
that is what is going to come in the report.
In the
If
same
it comes,
class, hopefully.
if it comes in the report, you have time to do a rebuttal.
Thank you, Right Honorable. I'll do that. Let me conclude by making a prayer. My prayer, Right Honorable Speaker and members, is that Parliament considers this bill and approve the mainstreaming of the functions of the Uganda National Roads Authority into the ministry for better, efficient delivery.
That's a different title. That Parliament considers this repeal.
Repeal the bill, considers repealing the bill entitled the Uganda National Roads Authority Act, Repeal Bill 2024, and approve it so that we can proceed with function.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, the Minister is telling us about the huge salaries that the UNRWA staff have been receiving. These staff do not employ themselves and do not decide their salary. And we all know that the challenge that we have in this country is that we don't have a salaries review commission. And therefore we have all these disparities in salaries. So even among accounting officers, can I proceed? Even among accounting officers.
We are going to debate after the report.
So the procedural issue that I was raising, is it right?
Report. Let's get a report of the committee, then you debate. Because remember one thing I want you to know, one thing I want you to know, honorable members, UNRWA did not determine their salaries on their own. So maybe this is a correction we are trying to make. And we've sung several times in this house. We want salary review commission. And if we had a salary review commission in place, we wouldn't have these problems. So, Chair, can you now give us a report?
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker, honourable colleagues. Report of the Committee on Physical Infrastructure on Uganda National Roads Authority Act Repeal Bill 2024. Background. The Uganda National Roads Authority Act Repeal Bill 2024.
General Katumba Wamala ensonga zitaddewo bulungi. Ensimbi nnyingi ezonoonebwa mu bakozi ate nga bonna abakozi bakola ebintu bye bimu mu Ministry ya Works ne mu kitongole ekya UNURA. Nti ensimbi ezo ezonoonebwa ziri mu buwumbi na buwumbi bwa nsimbi buyitirivu. Nti zandibadde zikozesebwa okukola enguudo eza koolaasi n'eza mmalamu ez'ettaka eggwanga tuba n'enguudo ennungi. Naye ssente zandibadde zikola enguudo tuzimalira ku bakozi. Katumba Wamala wano ali okusabula General Museveni ne gavumenti ye. Agamba gavumenti eyonoonera ssente mu bantu bakola emirimu gye gimu nga bayitaddewo obukundi obw'enjawulo obukola emirimu gye gimu ne basasula ensimbi ezandibadde zikola ate emirimu gye bali mu supervisinga. N'olwekyo UNURA ne Ministry y'ebyenguudo bakwatagane bwe bati bafuuka omuntu omu. Banyuma beetagisa bagatte muno ebeere nga eri ministry emu nga emirimu gitambula bulungi enguudo zisobola okukolebwa lusosi tukola bane enguudo enfu enkyamu ezigwamu buli kadde bannayuganda batambulira mu binnya naye nga ssente zandibadde zikola enguudo bannayuganda kubatambulira ate UNURA ezigabana nga musaala ate nga basasula mu ministry ya roads y'ebyentambula ng'omusaala ne zifiira awo bwe zityo. Nti kati tulowooza tutya ffe ng'ayagala biveewo Katumba amaanyi n'ensonga yagumba gy'aleese. Museveni yaleesezanga ebyokusaaga ayagala mu ministry n'ebitongole mubikwatagane olwokuba nakyalina nsimbi wali manka mujjako ensimbi n'abadde bamuleesi ne bazimugumye Kyagulanyi bali kusala musuwa kati ayagala ebitongole yatekamu abantu bakada nabafunira emirimu ate kati bigegatte abamu bagowe kubanga alabye ng'ensimbi mbu takyalina gavumenti ziddukanya kati mweyo koowe eyokugatta ebitongole eby'enjawulo ne Katumba Wamala aleetedde UNURA ne ministry y'ebyentambula zigattibwe kibeere ekintu kimu abakozi abamu bagibweyo kubanga abantu abali eri n'abali bonna bakola ekintu kyekimu ate bonna basasula ensimbi kale bwe bigasa ki ensimbi zandibadde zikola enguudo ate mwekubanga tuzigabira bwegabizi. Bravo General Katumba Wamala, bravo Katumba Wamala. Awe tulaga nno nekigo mukirinde mbagala nnyo mwenna baliko mwebaliko baako Mukama Katonda bwe saba bankumire tujja kuba tuddamu batayimwera.